introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Akash. I'm actually a biomedical engineer. My background is non-IT actually. That's what I was talking to you about a while ago. So I'm into research, and the reason behind my transition, I want to transition into an IT field, is the growth in research and biomedical engineering is not that steady. For a person like me who wants to grow more early, I guess a little transition towards the IT side is what I want to experience right now. That's why I'm here for this training session, just to get a taste of it.
Great. Not a problem. We make sure you get the things or the informations which you are looking from this training. Coffee, can you please introduce about yourself? Hello?
Yes, my name is Kofi Aiden, and I'm a financial analyst, and also I teach economics, and I'm with the BA class. I wanted to, get into business analysis also, as well as benefit from this way aspect of SQL. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks, sir. I'll give a quick introduction about myself. My name is Sachin, and I carry more than 12 years of experience in IT industries. I've been working at different positions like software test engineer, senior test engineer, QA lead, and QA manager. Currently, I'm working with a QA manager with an IT company, and I'm well aware of all the testing process, automation tool, the test tools, defect management tools, etc. So I'll be taking you to the demo session for online software testing or quality assurance testing training by MindsMapped consultancy. And what we are going to cover during this training sessions, and how we have constructed or how we have built our course, on what basis, and how each module is divided into different topics, and how we are going to conduct the class. The class is going to be conducted on the weekdays as well as on the weekends. That will take at the last in the slides about the timings and the course durations, etc. So I just wanted to understand, can anyone explain me about what is a testing? What are your inputs or the thoughts about the testing?
I mean, regarding in software environment, you mean to ask?
It's general. It's general.
In general, I would say testing would be to analyze, first observe something, and then analyze, and then probably fix that error in a process or in any software, so that it meets the requirements of the user.
Okay, that's good. Coffee, can you please tell me what is your understanding about the testing?
Yeah, I see testing as a process of subjecting an operation or a way of carrying out an assignment with a view to ascertaining if it meets the full rigors of the
Okay, that's very close to the answer. Not a problem. First, I'll take why the test. Sorry, why the testing is important. Now, take an example. You guys are using the net banking facility of Bank of America. Take an example. It's just an example, or any ABC bank. What happens? You logged into the bank, and then you transfer some dollars to your friend, and on the web page it shows the transaction has been completed successfully, and your the amount which you have transferred to a friend has been deducted from your account, and it shows a new balance. When you call your friends and tell him like, hey, I just transferred $2,000 to your account, can you please check and confirm? And he calls you back and say, oh my God, I didn't receive the amount. Can you please check on your side? So what happens, like even in the software, it shows the transaction has been completed successfully. The amount is deducted, but the amount is not been received by your friend. So this means like there is a problem, or there is a defect, or there is an issue in software of the bank. So what you have to do is you have to go to the bank and tell about the whole story and see where this amount is gone, then check on the bank of your friends, and then go to that branch and move here and there. It's like quite chaos for you to go here and there and get resolve this problem. So what does this mean? This means the software applications used by the bank is not being properly tested. That is why the software testing plays an important role in the current IT world, or current world you can say. Another example I can say, like the air traffic control software. If that software is not properly tested, as we know, like currently there are a lot of flights flying from one place to other place, and these are being controlled by air traffic control software. If that software is not properly tested and directly put into the productions or to the live environment, so what will happen? We can experience a major disaster. There can be a problem with software crash, like the plane will not be at the time, delayed. We can experience the disaster, right? And what happens, like when you go to the live directly without testing the software, if we implement the software in the live environment and it crashes, so the air traffic will be blocked or it's stopped. That is why the importance of the software testing is very critical. So when you have a software, when you develop the software, so the testing is very important. If you don't test every scenario, it's going to create a problem at the customer end, as well as it will have a direct impact on your business. Before 2000, the companies were not trying to invest more on the separate testing team. But after this kind of problem arises, the company started investing more in software testing, gives more importance to the software testing. They have a separate test team to test the software. Any questions till now?
No, I'm good.
Mr. Arden?
That is clear.
Great. So what is the software testing is? Software testing is nothing but a process to identify the correctness, completeness, secure, and the quality of a software. Take an example, the company XYZ company developed a product, developed a software for air traffic control. So with the help of software testing process, you make sure the software or the project or the software is complete, it's correct, and it's secured from the outer world. Nobody can manipulate any of the parts, and the quality of the software is good. So it's basically the process of finding the correctness of the software, and after the software testing cycle, you can directly install that software into the live environments. So testing is nothing but demonstrate that the software, what is supposed to do, what is not supposed to do. So you make sure, like when you develop the air traffic control software, with the help of testing process, you make sure that the software is performing what is supposed to, and it is not performing what it is not supposed to do. Just a moment. I guess like Shan is joined. Hello, who just joined? Hello, Shan. Hello, Shan.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sean, we have just started with the demonstration for the QA training. And I was just explaining about the software testing, why it is important and what is the software testing.
Yeah, hi guys, hi everybody. Yeah, I'm listening, sir. Go ahead, please.
Okay, great. Sean, before just going ahead, can you please quickly brief about yourself? Can you please tell about yourself, Sean? Sean, can you hear me? Okay, I see Sean is offline. Let's continue with your class. So software testing is nothing but the process to make sure the product or the software what you have built is correct, it's complete, it's secure from the other users which are not supposed to use it, and the quality of the software is good. Like you can run the software anytime, any number of time, it's going to work. So what is this quality assurance process? What is this quality assurance? Quality assurance is nothing but a planned process to evaluate the process which you are following to develop the software is correct and meeting the customer requirements or meeting the customer expectations. So the quality assurance is nothing but the process to evaluate the quality of the product and make sure it's meeting the customer requirements or the customer expectations. So what does mean by the customer requirements or the customer expectations? Akash, can you please tell me what do you understand by the customer requirements?
I mean, customer requirements, as you give the example of, say, Bank of America.
Mm-hmm.
So being a customer, my requirements would be, okay, if I go to an ATM machine to withdraw some money,
Mm-hmm.
so the software of the ATM machine, is working fine and there are no bugs or errors. For example, if I want to withdraw, like, say, $100,
Mm-hmm.
so it gives me the exact amount. It doesn't say, okay, your $100 has been dispensed, but it comes out to be 80.
Mm-hmm.
So being a customer, my requirements would be whatever is going on in the machine, wherever the money is being handled, it's being handled properly by the software and the machine is working accurately.
Great. That's a perfect what a customers require. Just to add more about it, like the customer also asks, like I should be having a secured PIN number, a secured ID.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have the secured PIN number with you, so anybody can take your card and go to the ATM and take out the machine, right? I'm just giving an example of the different expectations or the different requirement from the customer. Is that clear?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Now, in the in the manufacturing setup, I think the general customer requirement is the consumption of a non-defective product.
Right.
So the quality assurance process here is to ensure that, you know, all the production process, you know, is within the acceptable limits of production for customers.
All right. In manufacturing world, just to add to your point, in manufacturing world, we follow two processes. That is basically a quality assurance and quality control. The quality assurance process, it's basically to evaluate the process which you are following to build a hardware is correct. Are you on the track? And the quality control is a process with the help of which you make sure, or the company or the tester or the developer make sure he has built the right thing which has been asked by the customer. Is that correct, Mr. Aiden?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah. And also in the customer expectations differ from the software as well as the hardware. In the hardware side, the customer expectations is like, my hardware should be safe to use. My hardware should consume less power, right? So these are basically the example of the customer requirements or the expectations, all right? So let's come to the, our sessions talking about like, is testing is a technical role? I know you people are from non-IT background. So before starting the class, I was just explaining about to Akash about he has a query. I'm from non-IT background, and can I take this course and get the information about the IT or get into the IT job? Yes. When it comes to manual testing, you don't require any technical knowledge. You just require a basic understanding how to use your computer or how to use your laptop and how to use Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. Why? Because most of the testing documents or most of the test documents will be in Word. And when you write the test cases, it will be in the Excel spreadsheet. So you just need to have a small amount of understanding about the computer as well as about the Microsoft Office. So when it comes to manual testing, you don't require any kind of technical role. The skill sets which you require is communication, analytic and judgment skill, the customer perspective, eagerness to learn, a quick learner. So these are basically the skills required to become a tester. Let me repeat, the skills required to become a tester is basic knowledge about the computer or a laptop, basic knowledge about the Microsoft Office, your good communication skill, it's not good, okay communication skill, analytical skills, you need to can analyze the things, think from the user perspective as if like when you're going to test the software, think this software is going to use by you. So how you're going, how you want the software, how you'll test the software, how you'll use the software. Eager to learn the new technology, new things, a good team player. So these are the basic skill sets which is required to become a tester. The technical skills is required when it comes to automations or when it comes to the database testing or when it comes to the data warehousing testings, where you need to understand about how to write a test scripts, to understand about the automation tool, how the tool is going to work, then understanding about the SQL, the database, the tables, views, how you are going to write a query to extract the information from the database, where you require the technical skills. But to start your career as a tester, you don't require technical skills. And we have designed this training in such a way that you understand, with the help of this training, you understand about the different concepts like software development life cycles, the different models used in the IT industries, the agile process, the different automation tools like Selenium, QTP, Load Runner, then the test management tool like HP Quality Center or Alarm, the defect tracking tool, Jira. So we are designed this training mimic to the real world. So with the help of this training, once you complete the training, you are good to go and start working in the IT company. We make yourself comfortable to go and directly start your job from the day one. We give a hands-on experience how to write a test cases. We give hands-on experience like how to write a test plans, how to read the test plans, what is a test plan, what are the different test strategy, testing concepts, what are the types of testings, what are the different level of testings which is followed, which is basically which is a base for any company to perform the test. We have covered all this different concepts into our training course. We'll take one by one. Any questions till now?
Nothing so far.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Great.
I have a question.
Great.
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, this is Sean. I have a question, sir. Like, do you think this 4 or 5 weeks training is good enough to, work in the professional way so far?
Yes. Because with the help of assignments at the end of each topics, you'll come to know like how you're writing the test cases, how the test plan is written, how a test scripts can be generated with the help of automation tool, how you can create defects or create issue in Jira, how you write the test case in Quality Center, which is nothing but you are going to do the same in your company. Of course, the self-learning practice is also required, but also we have the assignment. With the help of this assignment, those assignments will make you comfortable to start a job from the day one. And we are covering all the different terminologies, different concepts which is used in the IT company. Does that answer your question, Sean?
Yeah, thank you.
Great. So we have the assignments at the end of each topic to make yourself comfortable and you have understand the topic. So now today we have started this class and we will be having class day after. Then during that time, you people need to take out some time to work on the assignment, and during the next class, the first 10 minutes will be spent on the assignment. That will give a clear picture to me like what you have understand, what you have not. Or if you have any questions, you can about the previous class, you can get clear during the second class. This is not just a one-way class. This is going to be an interaction class. Like I'll be keep on asking any questions, any problems, any problem understanding this topic. So this is basically an interactive class. It's not just a one person is speaking and the other person is just listening. So that will not solve the problem of this training, because we wanted to make sure you understand each and every concepts in detail, and you are quite enough or you are confident to take up any interviews related to the testing or the quality assurance. All right?
Yeah.
Great. So let's talk about some of the different terminologies which we used in IT companies. When you join a new company and your QA manager says like, hey, you're going to work on this product, you're going to work on this project, you're confused. Hey, I never heard about the project. I never heard about the product. What does that mean? What is this? So these kind of terminology which be used in IT companies, that also we have covered or we have introduced in our training, so that you don't say, hey, I don't know about the project when you join the company. Hey, you say, okay, I know about the project, I know about the product. What are those? What are their life cycles? So you're quite confident from the day one to start your job. So the project is nothing but a software developed based on the customer requirements and his usage only. Like example, like what Akash said, his requirements is go to the ATM machine, withdraw the cash, and when it asks for $100, it should dispense only $100. It should not be empty. So this is basically a requirement from Akash, my customer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to form a team. I'm going to plan, okay, this is the customer requirements. Let's start planning. Okay, which technology we are going to use? What programming language we are going to use? Who will be a developer working on this customer requirements? Who will be tester testing these applications or testing the complete customer requirements? How we are going to release, how we are going to implement. So this all planning, these all things makes a project. Here I'm just working for Akash as a customer. His requirement is to withdraw $100 from ATM machine, and it should not say like, okay, the money has been this money has been taken, but you don't see any money. So this is only for one customer. So if you are developing a software for only one customer, it's called as a project. If you are developing a software that can be used for multiple customers, that's called a product. Like I have added one more requirements to the Akash requirement, saying like, when I go to the ATM machine, I should be having a secure PIN. So what I do is, so what the IT company does is they developed a software to help both the customer. So that is basically a product. Then another requirements come from different customer, and that makes a product. So the project is nothing but developing a software for a particular customer and his usage only. And product is nothing but developing a software based on multiple customer requirements and can be used by multiple customers. And how the project life cycle is? Initiations, like the way I've said, we got the requirements from the customer, and then we started planning about it. Then we have designed like, okay, this way the software looks like, who the developer is going to work on this, who the tester is work on this, how we are going to release, how we are going to control and all. So that is basically the project life cycle. First you start with the initiation, then you do planning, how you are going to build the software, how you are going to execute, how you are going to monitor and control, how the testing will be done, and how you'll close the project. This is basically the project life cycle. And the same fashion, the product life cycle, where you go and see the different customer, you introduce your product in the market, you see the growth of this product in the market, and after so many years, like 10-15 years, you say, okay, the market is mature and software is working fine. And or if there are new technology, new software in the market from the competitor. So what you do is like you compare your software with their software and come to know that our software requires enhancements. So what you do is like you develop a different software based on the new technology, new requirements from the customer at that moment, and take out the old software from the market. So the product lifecycle, it talks about the market studies, the market maturity, market growth. Like if I have introduced this product in the market, how my growth of the company will be, what will be the maturity, and when I say like, okay, the product has done enough of work, let's take it out from the market and introduce a different product in the market. So this is basically the product life cycle, because the product which you are developing is based on the multiple customer usage or the requirements, but the project, you are working only for a customer and his usage. Any question till now about the project and the product?
Nothing so far.
No, nothing good. Thank you.
Akash, any question?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Raj. So now the different terminologies used very frequently in the company along with software testing of the software is QA and QC, the quality assurance and the quality control. It's not mandatory that QA and QC only used in the hardware on the manufacturing company. It is being used in the software or the IT company as well. So as I explained earlier, quality assurance is nothing but the process to evaluate the process or the standard or the procedure you are using it to develop a project or a product are correct. So that is basically the quality assurance process. You don't do any test. You just evaluate the process which has been followed to develop the software is correct. And how do you verify that? You have different meetings. You go through the different documents. You have inspections. You review the documents. You talk to the developer. You see the standards. You see the procedures which are being followed to develop the project or the product is correct. So it's just a process to evaluate. And quality control is nothing but the actual soft testing. So the goal of the quality control is to identify the defects and make sure the quality of the product is excellent or it's good. The quality control also verifies what the product is supposed to do, what the product or the project or the software it's not supposed to do. So the quality assurance is just a process to evaluate what the process or the procedures or the standards you are following are correct. But the quality control is basically the actual testing to make sure the quality of the product is good. Here in quality control, the goal or the objective of the quality control engineer is to identify the defects and make sure the product or the software is performing as per the customer requirements or the expectations. Any questions on this quality control or the quality assurance?
It's good so far.
We're good. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, guys. So after seeing the quality assurance and quality control, also in IT companies, the frequent terminology used is verifications and validations. Take an example. Your QA manager says like, have you verified this issue? Have you verified this document? Have you validated this document? Have you validated this issue? So what does that mean? So it's nothing but the terminology being used for the quality assurance or the quality control process. So verifications is nothing but you're just verifying the document, design, code, and program. You don't execute anything. You don't execute any program. You don't install or you don't configure any of the software. You just verify the documents on the basis of which the software is developed is correct. The standards, there are different standards in the IT companies where you need to follow the coding standards to develop the software. Are those standards been met? How the program is written, which language been used? So you're just verifying, you're not executing anything. And how do you achieve this verifications process is through inspections, reviews, meetings, walkthrough, and discussions with the development team, testing team. So here it's this verification is very similar to the quality assurance process. You're just verifying the design, documents, standards, program, procedures which has been used to develop the product is correct and is appropriate as per the company standards. Validation is similar to your quality control process. Validation is nothing but actual testing of the software where you install the software, where you configure the software and see the usability of the software is good, the quality of the software is good, there are less number of bugs or there are no number of bugs with the software, and the software is meeting the customer requirements or the customer expectations. There are different methodologies can be used to test your software, like your black box testing, white box testing. The black box testing is nothing but a functional testing. Like you just go, example I'll give for the black box testing. You go to the ATM machine, insert your card, insert your PIN number, go to the banking screen, withdraw $100, withdraw $100, you get the cash, you close the transactions. So this is basically when a tester tests this scenario, he's just testing, like when you're entering the PIN number, your PIN number is been validated and you are able to see the home screen to withdraw the cash. When you're entering $100 as a withdraw amount, only $100 has been withdrawn from your account, and when you say okay, cancel, the transaction has been closed in the ATM machine. So the tester will test the PIN number verifications as correct, home screen comes in, you get the withdrawal option, you withdraw the 100 numbers can be entered, $100 can be withdrawn, and the transaction is closed. So this is basically the functional testing. But when it comes to the white box testing, the tester should have a knowledge about the program, or he should be well aware about the programming language. Like if the software is developed in Java, he should be well versed with the Java programming language. Otherwise, he can't test the software. I'll give a simple example. When a tester trying to test with the help of white box testing technique, and he just tests the same scenario which we have tested with the black box testing. Like he checks the scenario for withdrawing $100 from the ATM machine. The PIN number is entered and the customer is taken to the home page screen, and the customer enters 100 numbers to withdraw $100. And what happens, like after entering $100, instead of giving customer $100, it gives him a $200. That's an issue. So when a tester sees this issue, what he does is, a white box tester go to the program, open the source code of the program and checks where is the issue. I'll give a small example of what is a source code. So now you open any of the web page. Everybody seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what the source code is nothing but you can just right click, and if I wanted to see the page, so this is basically the source code. This is basically an HTML code. So that's why it's look like a very messy. But if it is written in Java or C# or .NET, the developer opens this kind of source code and try to find out where is the issue. So that is basically, that tester is basically a white box tester, and the technique which he is following is white box testing. So there are different, and for being a white box tester, you need to be having a technical skill about the programming languages. But for a black box testers, you don't require any of the technical skill sets or the technical knowledge, because your job is just to see, like when a customer wants to withdraw $100, only $100 is been withdrawn. If instead of $100, the $200 has been withdrawn, your job is just to go to the defect management tool and log an issue saying, like, instead of $100, $200 has been withdrawn. Your job is done. You don't require any skill sets. It's basically you're using on the day-to-day basis. Any questions till now on this? You see the difference between the quality assurance, quality control, and similarity between the verifications, quality assurance, validation, and quality control? Any questions till now? Please ask me. Please don't hesitate. Please ask me.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
Great. Sean, any question?
Yeah, I was just asking that usually in a normal process, the QA people, how much time they spend to do the all testing work on mostly on the functional level, as you said, on the black box. Usually, like, you know, the whole day is spending for the validation of the testing, like how much time they can spend usually. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there are the different process. When you're working in the project or the product, there are the different stages of how you're developing a software. When we come to the software development life cycle, there are the 6 different stages followed by an IT company to develop the software. First one is planning, or gathering the requirements from the customer, then planning, then designing, then coding of the program, and then the testing, and then implementation and maintenance. So as a tester, you'll not be executing the test cases all day. You have a different task also to do to understand the functional specification or software requirements document, which is nothing but the customer requirements. You need to the tester needs to understand how the product is going to build, what kind of different functionalities has been implemented in the software. He needs to understand about the product. Then based on her or his understanding, they need to start writing the test cases. The QA manager starts writing the test plan. He starts designing the test strategy. The tester writes test cases. Those test cases gets reviewed by the peer or by the manager. There are different test cases. There are different types of test cases written. For acceptance test, there are different test cases. For regression test, there are different test cases. For functional test, there are different test cases. For security test, there are different test cases. So as a tester, your job is not just executing the test, but to write test cases, test plan, traceability matrix, updating the test results, writing the defects or the issue in test management tool, getting the test reports of what test you have done, and perform the testing. It's not just only a one job all day. The process of the testing is divided, and it's a step-by-step process. Does that answer your question, Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And also, it will be more clear when we talk more about the roles and responsibility. What kind of roles and responsibility are there in correct or in the testing team? What is the role of a QA manager? What is the role of a QA lead? What is the role of a tester? Which will make you more clear about the tester role or the quality lead, quality assurance lead role, or the quality assurance manager lead manager roles. So many times, most of the people ask about like, what are the career options available if I join as a test engineer? Because most of the people see like a developer or a programmer has a very good career options, and for the tester, they don't know what are the different career options. But it's on the similar basis. The way the developer or a programmer grows, the software tester or a junior tester also grows. If you are a fresher, you are just passed out from the college, you join any company, you work as a tester, a junior tester. After a couple of years of experience, you become a tester. After a couple of more years of experience to be in the testing role, you become senior tester. Then to test lead, then to test manager, then the head of the quality, then you become the director or the center head for the quality of any of the company. So it's a step-by-step process to grow as a test engineer, grow in a testing. So when you join, you be at a test engineer. Then after a couple of years of experience in testing, you become senior test engineer. Then you become test leads, and it depends on the individual. If you wanted to be an individual contributor or wanted to work in a team, if you wanted to choose an individual contributor, then you become a testing consultant. If you wanted to be in team, after a couple of years, you become the test manager. So similar way, now after working as a test engineer for a couple of years in a company, and you learn many things about the testing, you learn different automation tools, scriptings, and you see like, okay, I'm good in scripting, I'm good in programming, why can't I try as a programmer? You can switch to any of the other positions in the company after having certain year of experience. A programmer can become a tester, a business analyst can become a tester, an IT admin guy can become a tester if he has a knowledge about the different testing concepts and the tools. A configuration manager or a configuration member can also become the test engineer. So after having a certain experience, you come to know about where you wanted to go. When I joined the company, I was a junior tester. I was good is testing the applications. I'm good in finding the defects. And I love the job of a tester. So when I started my career, I feel like I'm suitable for this position and continue my career as a software tester only. I didn't change to programmer to become a programmer or to become a business analyst or to become a configuration manager, because I know I'm best in finding the defects, I'm best in testing the application, am best in understanding the different technology. Also, there is an advantage of being a tester is like you always be on the cutting edge technology. You will be always learning the new technology. You will be learning a different operating systems, different browser. Example, a developer job is to develop a product and he use a Java to develop the software. And what he is going to do, he is going to develop the software only on his laptop or desktop. Maybe he is using Windows 7 as an operating system, and he is writing the code that this software, piece of software, should work with Windows operating systems, Linux operating systems, or Unix operating systems, or the virtualization. But he don't test. But when it comes to a tester, the tester tests the piece of software on Windows operating systems. Either it can be 2008 server, 2012 server. Then he tests the same software on the Linux, Unix, and VMware. So here, if you do a comparison about learning things, the tester learns about Windows operating systems, learns about Linux, Unix, VMware. But developer only knows about his own environment. Do you see the difference between the learning of a developer and a tester? I see, being a tester, I learned many new things, and I'll be keep on learning many new things. Any questions about the career option or any doubt?
No, I'm good, thank you.
No, makes sense.
Okay, great. So let's move further and talk more about the roles and responsibility about the different team members in a testing team, and also the different stakeholders who will be working as a part of a project or the product in a company, and what they are supposed to do, what they are not supposed to do. It's the quality manager. The quality manager is a leader who is responsible for day-to-day activity about the test. He is a main communicator between the stakeholders and the testing team. What do you mean by stakeholders? Stakeholders are nothing but your product manager, your project manager, your engineering manager, your business head. So these are basically a stakeholders. The stakeholders are nothing but the people who are directly or indirectly involved into that project or the product development. That is basically a stakeholders. It can be a product manager, project manager, engineering manager, or your business head who is financing the project or the product. So the the QA manager jobs is also to track about the execution process, resource scheduling, team communications, status reporting to the stakeholders, and resolve any issues if a testing team or a team member is facing. So he is basically the key person who takes care of all the testing activity from resource scheduling, documentation, till communicating the result or the report to the stakeholders. The quality lead, that's the next level after quality manager. He is responsible for testing, also introducing the good testing practices or the process, coordinating between the team member and coordinating between the testing efforts, including scripted and the functional testing. He will be responsible to resolve any of the issues faced by the team members or the testers when it comes to technical problems. He will be assigning the testing task across the team members. Like he knows like who is good in whose skill set is good to test the applications of which model. So he'll be assigning the test cases for that particular model to the particular resources. So quality lead is basically responsible to resolve all the issues faced by the tester or the test team when it comes to technical.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In this slide, you mean to say the quality lead is the person who will be actually practicing the black box testing?
Yes.
And the tester would be the person who will be practicing the white box testing?
No, I didn't say that. So the black box and the white box are the two different techniques. So here I am just talking about the roles and responsibility about a particular level. So the quality lead can also do a black box testing or a white box testing. A tester can also perform a black box testing or a white box testing. So it depends on the company what kind of testing technique needs to be carried out. If the company says we just wanted to test the functionality of the application, it's not mandatory that you have to test the white box or you have to test the code. You're just testing the functionality of the application, that the application or the software is working as per the customer expectations. So here the QA lead responsibility is to test the software as well, assign the task to the team members, take his part to test the application, take the model which he is going to test, assign the different models to the different tester, and solve any technical issues faced by the testing team. Does that answer your question, Akash?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
So those black box and white box are two techniques. And when it comes to the testing team, it's a decision of a test manager what technique needs to be followed. Because if you're performing the white box testing, you need to see the skill sets of your testing. Are your tester aware or very good in programming? Then only you can perform the white box testing, correct? Akash?
Yeah, I got it.
So if you see like your test team don't have that skill set, so there is no point to perform the white box testing. Instead of that, what you can do is like you can concentrate on the functional testing, then you can concentrate on the performance testing, you can concentrate on the security testing where your testers are good. So the idea behind the testing of software is to test the quality of the software. And this parameter, functionality, performance, security is also parameter to achieve the quality of the software. So the QA lead is responsible for assigning the task, resolving any issues faced by the test team, and also see the test management tool has been updated correctly with the test executions, test cases, test reports, because these test reports he is going to share with the QA manager, and QA manager is going to share those reports about the test executions with the stakeholders. The tester. Tester is responsible for validating the test basis, designing and developing the test cases or the scripts, and test set data, executing tests, reporting and diagnosis defects, as well as the quality assurance of the test cases and test execution. As I have explained when Sean asked about the job a tester is going to do, that time I have explained it's not just executing the test. His responsibility also include to understand the software requirement specification document, which is nothing but how the product is going to work. Write test cases, test scenario, test scripts, understand about the product, test reporting, executing the test cases which has been written, then write defects in tool, update his testing status in the management tool. So these are the different testing activities which will be done by the tester. So what I mean by test case, a test case is nothing but a certain steps you follow to achieve something. Like an example, a user wants to withdraw $100 from the ATM machine. So the steps what he will follow, he go to the ATM machine, he insert his card, he insert the PIN number, he sees the home page, he click on the withdraw, then he click the enter the amount which he which he wanted to withdraw, and see he get the amount and close the session. So these is basically the steps. So these are nothing but the test cases to perform or to achieve certain goals. Business sponsors and partners. Business sponsors can be your business head who is sponsoring the project or software or the product by providing funds, specifying the requirements and deliverables, approve changes and some test results. So the partners means is your product manager. Product manager is responsible to gather all the requirements from the customer, analyze those requirements, discuss with the team, and come to the conclusions what are the requirements or what are the customer expectations which we are going to develop or which we are going to build. Then project manager. The project manager is responsible for the complete project. QA manager is responsible for all the QA activities which are going to be performed during the project development or the software development life cycle. Engineering manager responsibility will be all the development work from design, development, coding work during the software development life cycle. But the project manager responsibility is the complete responsibility of the project. If anything goes wrong on the development side, he will be counted as a responsible. If there is any wrong, if something wrong going on the testing side or some obstacles or some problems arises during the testing phase, he need to make sure those problems will be resolved because he will be held responsible. So the project manager is responsible for the complete project from starting phase till the release to the customer. So that's why he participates in code review, testing, fixes bug, defect, shortcomings, any problems, any challenges faced by any of the team. So the project manager should resolve. If there is any problem with the release date for the software, this is the responsibility of the project manager to go and inform the stakeholders and give appropriate reason why the release date of the software is going to be changed. So these are basically the roles and responsibility which are being followed in the IT company. Any questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
So I guess like it's more than an hour we are talking. So can we take a quick break of 5 minutes and then I explain you about the testing certifications and the course contents what we are covering. I was just talking about the different concept, the different terminology, about the career options. Do you require any technical skills to become a tester? What are the different terminology used in IT companies? What are projects, product? Is that okay if we take a 5 minutes break or we want to continue?
Sure. 5 minutes break is good. No problem.
Fine with me.
All right. So it's basically 7 past 18 minutes. We'll just catch up 7 past 23 minutes. All right?
Sure.
Great.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks.